Okay, let's get started. Now, I have not played this game in 3 years. I'm gonna go check my recent playtime on this. Yeah, it's been a long time. Um, actually, let me see when this DLC came out, actually. Because last time I played this game was 3 years ago, it said. Um, DLC release date 2023. Okay, pretty much, yeah. Like, I was trying to get ready for the DLC to drop, and then I just never ended up playing it, so. March, yeah, 2023. Um, so it's been 3 years. Okay, normal run. Let's start over, because I have no clue how to play this game anymore. I did look up how to access the DLC. It doesn't seem too out of the way. I think you just find Richter. Um, so yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, I don't think this game uses D-pad at all. I'm look. Yeah, the D-pad doesn't actually do anything. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what I used to do, or even how this starting section works anymore. It's hard to read off this CRT. Um. Okay, I guess that's just the tracker guy. Critical hit. Ammo comes back after your enemy is killed. I think I remember using the shield more than the bow, because don't you have to choose between only two options? Okay, I think if I remember right, this thing gives like references to other games. That's a lot of talking. That is a lot of talking. Okay, I remember getting this last time. The little like ground slam. Yeah, I gotta get really used to all this stuff again. What's up, Browsy? Welcome, welcome. It's been 3 years since I last played this game, so bear with me for a little bit. You think you have this game? It's pretty cool. I think I put about 10 hours into it a few years ago. I was trying to get ready for the DLC, but by the time it came out, I never got around to it, unfortunately. I think there's no better time than now, honestly. So we're just gonna, what is this? We're just gonna hop into the deep end and see how this goes, to be honest. Yeah. What's up, Naughty? You love Death's House? Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna need your help then. A lot of help. As much as possible. Oh, that's my stick drift, by the way. But it should be fine. I get into my Steam Live. I haven't played it since 2018. Holy crap. That must have been when it came out, right? How do I... Did I just forget to pick up a weapon? I remember the movement being so snappy too. Okay. I swear there's like an... Okay. And I think I like the shield because you can actually parry with this, if I remember right. Okay, I gotta look at the monitor to read this stuff. This type of game, but this style's managed to capture my interest, and I love it. Nice, man. I haven't played many roguelites, but I think I'm on the same boat where I need to find the game for me, like the one. I haven't played it since right before the CV DLC came out, sadly. Oh, okay. How do you plan on revisiting it though? Well, these guys are making a new CV game, so that's why I want to get to the DLC finally, to see, you know, where they're coming from, and so I can get an idea what to expect. I remember having like a play style too, man. I just don't remember anymore. I think I got it in early access. Oh my god. You're really at the start of it then. Okay, you can cancel stuff. Okay, okay. Oh. Okay. I don't think it actually gives me anything. Other than like a buff. Okay. Okay, has a little proximity AoE thing. That's pretty sick. Now, whatchamacallit? When reading how to access the DLC, I have to find Richter in the prison area. Now, to me, this looks like a prison area. So I would assume we're in the right area, but... So I'm not going to... Okay, that's the teleporter. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got a few like progression stuff, like for health and things like that, but definitely didn't max out as much as I could have in the time I played. But it should be enough to get things started, I would hope. The next CV by them won't be roguelite. It's traditional, however, you can't expect this kind of quality. That's what I'm imagining too. Like the controls, the speediness of it, like how, you know, good it is to control your character. I forgot about the fall thing. Yeah, from what I played from this, I really liked my experience. It's just the sort of roguelite genre. Just getting used to that, you know. I am curious how much of a Metroidvania it's gonna be. I wonder if it's gonna be one full map or like sectioned smaller maps that, you know, sort of like Ecclesia sort of deal. I'm kind of curious. Critical hit enemy is facing you. Yeah, I'll do that. It's quicker. I think even each DLC you grab gives you new... What? I think each DLC gives you like weapons and passives to find. But I only grabbed the Castlevania one, so I shouldn't have crazy amount of stuff on hand, but... I think this is a reference to a game. I'm guessing Hyperlight? I'm definitely swapping this out though. Yeah, Oh, actually, I do want my shield. Oh, I can only have one or the other. Oh, okay, I see. I remember really liking that too about this game. How it references other indie titles. It's pretty cool. Well, our mission now is just to find... I don't want to leave. This guy Richter has to be somewhere. We'll see. How do you guys feel about the Shinobi Art of Vengeance? When I played the demo, like when I streamed the demo, I wasn't too sold on it, honestly. And the more I've seen about the game after release, I'm like, I could wait, pretty much. Will this hurt me? Okay. Nice. I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay, Richter should be in the prison quarters, it said. They also mentioned about dying 3 times. But I already got the bats to spawn, so I don't think that's what I need to worry about here. Okay, we'll go down. And yeah, so speaking of like Art of Vengeance and like a new follow-up dev team, you know, taking up the reins of like a classic action platformer. That's what I'm wondering about too, about this new game. From a lot of people though, it seems like they did a really good job. A really good job with this game's DLC. So I have faith that it will be good, the new Castlevania game. But yeah, you just never know. Like I thought Ragebound was pretty good, like another example of like a classic game coming back by a modern dev team. But it just wasn't super what I was expecting. Still pretty good though. So yeah, we're gonna see another revival. So let's hope it stands out from the rest of them. I really like having my parry, to be honest. And I don't have like all the permanent abilities yet, I don't think. I think I'm missing a few still. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I never played it, but watching Spider's SC video on it, talking through enemy. Yeah, speaking of, I wonder if that's gonna be the case for the new. Oh, here he is. The new Castlevania, because if there's no contact damage, that's pretty big. Because you know, Medusa Heads is all about contact damage, so. Give my own opinion. Yeah. Oh, I say check out the demo. I don't know if, because like some demos can do a bad job at showing off the game, but sometimes do a good job, right? Because Neo 3, here we go. I got a good feeling of what the game would be like, and then yeah, the game did turn out what I expected, but yeah, there's a demo. There should be a demo still. You know, like Ragebound, it's a really good one. It's a good like modern indie action game. But when it comes to Ninja Gaiden 2D, I feel like it needs to be more sharp, I think. But you know, that's coming from me, so don't take what I say too close to heart. What is these again? These are the permanent upgrades, right? Unlocks a mirror near the scribe. I'm not gonna mess with this. I don't have much upgrades, I don't think, to do much anyways. Turkin is good. I've always wanted to try Turkin. So I played, whatchamacallit, you know, Contra and stuff like that, other running guns. But Turkin's definitely a different series. I want to check it out eventually. I think that's the one I grabbed most times. It's a heal refill. What about games made in Eastern Europe? Painkiller, Dying Light, Metro, Stalker. Is all really Serious Sam? I never known any of that, to be honest. I don't. Is it really easy to tell from where a game is made, like by region? I think probably Japan is classic. Is the immediate giveaway, but any like Western world sort of games, you can't really tell the difference sometimes. I do. Speaking of Serious Sam, when the new Serious Sam was revealed at the Xbox thing, I like how they has different art styles in that game, right? But my favorite looks a little weird. Because, you know, I played the PS2 game. Again, I keep forgetting if it's next encounter or second encounter. But I really like that bold, cartoony look of that game. I don't think that sort of style was used in any other Serious Sam games after that, which is kind of unfortunate. Because that look was like the, you know, Serious Sam like art style for me for many years. Because I didn't even look at the other games outside of the PS2 one. And like the way the HUD is, you know, the bubbly text, how it bounces and stuff like that. The colorful like yellow everywhere. I don't think it's like that in other games, which really bums me out. So I think I remember watching that one video comparing all the sequel ports. Or like different versions of one, I think. Yeah, it doesn't look like the other games share that sort of art style from that PS2 game. I do want to play the original Xbox game though. I never played it, but I think that still carries over the same look. That'll be fun to do. Now, what I'm really curious about is how well these remixes are in this game. I never really thought about it till now, actually. Where'd he go? A little bit of Mario 64 action there. Versions of Super Turkin and Mega Turkin. But something is Slavchenk. Okay. I think Symphony of the Night is having its 30th anniversary next year, which is crazy. I kind of wonder if Konami's thinking about doing carryover until next year with their Castlevania stuff. I would hope it's outside, you know, they don't just do it the 1 year and call it there for Castlevania, but I hope it goes more than that. Thing is though, with the website, right, saying there's more to come, I reread it and it says there's more products. Like I said last time, that could be anything, right? It could be t-shirts, you know. It could be as cool as a collection or a new game, but products though, you know, it could be lunchboxes, mugs, and call it a day with 40 slapped on it. But let's hope there's some more substantial stuff coming out still. Next encounter is still great. I recommend it. It has a deep scoring system. It does scoring better than Pro Team, and that's the more follow-up guys, right? For Serious Sam. Yeah, one of these again. Like I'm gonna be playing. Well, I still feel like playing my OG Xbox. So like I mentioned last time, after we're done with Onimusha, I'm gonna play Otogi 1 and 2. And maybe around that time I'll do like more Xbox stuff like Serious Sam. Because yeah, it'd be cool to go back to that. That was like my favorite FPS at the time. It was between that and Halo 1. So yeah, when I had the OG Xbox, I played nothing but Halo. And then when I got the PS2, it was nothing but Serious Sam. Like I never played Time Splitters, but from what I remember seeing and like the one time I played at my friend's house, it was like that for me, right? I would take that game everywhere for the co-op FPS arena multiplayer stuff and the co-op missions. Like it was pretty fun. I played that game wherever I could, honestly. Saying they accidentally got the bad ending in Silent Hill on their first playthrough. It's impossible, by the way, to get the bad ending. You need to be an NG Plus and do a side. Yeah, I was gonna ask. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a giveaway. Something isn't right with their story, right? So maybe they downloaded a save file, probably. Origins of Shattered Memories. Origins was on the PSP, right? I know there's a Vita game, but that was like a very weird genre switch up. I actually never heard anybody talk about that game. Ooh. I never heard anybody talk about that game. Well, here's a problem. This is like a combo equip. I either have the sword and the blaster or nothing. But you know what? This is Castlevania, and this shield is massively broken. So for the love of Castlevania, we'll take it. Take the elevator. The second one is the one ended up with and was rushed. The first build was by Climax UK, who scrapped it, so development went to Climax US. Oh, don't play the original Xbox part, really? Oh. I thought it would have like a cool little, like new content, right? Because I'm thinking in the same way as the Monkey Ball Xbox port, right? Where it's like one big package, but also, oh, I can use this weapon. And also like new stages and stuff. So I was kind of hoping it was the same deal, where it's like a cool little, you know, addition to it. But so I'm not sure if this is like it operates as a shield or more of a weapon. So I don't think I can counter with this at all. Oh god. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll just recycle that. I have no clue what these are doing. I don't know what I'm doing. We're just making our way through. You see how far we get? So either never play the game or played it on a save file. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Can I go? Oh, there we go. It is funny, man. Like when you play a game so much, small details like that pop out immediately. Like if you try to sneak past little stuff like that by an actual player of the game, it's like, hold on a second. Something's not right here. Like for Ninja Gaiden, right? Especially like the first one. Like there's no NG plus, right? In a typical fashion. Like there's no like carryover of like health bars, weapons, things like that. So if I see somebody mention or have footage of them having like, let's say the Dobby in like the early stages. Like, I don't think that's right. I honestly forgot about the healing mechanic. Doesn't top the Harmony of Despair version. I gotta listen to that soundtrack in general. That's the multiplayer game, right? The yeah, the blue, okay. So I probably should have spent my money at with Shinoa. Actually, that would have been a good idea. Oh, it's triangle now. Oh, nice. I swapped my buttons around. Triangle, okay. So I don't think we need to find Richter anymore. We just need to find the castle outskirts thing. That's really sick, actually. You can jump cancel out of attacks as well, and like dodge cancel. Pretty cool. Like, watching people fly through this game is really satisfying to watch, because everything just seems to link perfectly into each other. That's why I do have some like confidence in this team making like a Metrovania, because it's all about movement, right? And like linking everything together, all these different movement states. Well, that's what makes Sutton for me so fun. I never played the other ones, so I can't really say. Well, I haven't played them too much compared to Sutton, but yeah, if they can replicate this feeling again, that would be pretty good. Okay, well. Okay, I feel like I'm getting the hang of it back again. Over time. Speaking of like 2D revivals, was Strider 2014 by Capcom, or was that by like a Western studio? So I actually don't remember. One of the few games accurately emulation, really. People often forget there's a Serious Sam 2. I wonder why. Like, is it somehow like the oddball out of the entire group, or? Let's go back up and then go down the middle. Because oddly enough, that's the only one I played. So, like, from the video I've seen, like, mentioning how many versions there are of one, which there's many. It seemed like that's the fan favorite. 3, I'm not too sure actually. Like, I've only heard about 1, and that's pretty much it. If I gotta be honest, like, not much of the later ones. The shadows don't appear, and then when they do appear, they're completely bogged. Okay. My guess is the game's lighting and shadow effects are rendered in various ways. Okay. I did not get the bonuses, that's for sure. Let me just grab that. So I pretty much wasted an entire, like, run, pretty much. So I lost all that blue, right? Oh, actually, I think... No, yeah, I think I like combo. What's up, Block? Welcome. Years of skyboxes in Criterion's PS2 games to finally get rendered. Criterion did Black, right? I think so. I remember playing that game a few times. I think my dad was more a fan of it than I was. Again, because I was playing Serious Sam more than anything on there. Well, when it comes to FPS games. Okay, this stays lower. That's pretty good. There's no such thing as picking up your lost materials, right? It's pretty much gone every time. There's no like recovery mechanic. I think you could upgrade your passives to minimize the punishment on death, but I don't think there's anything to like completely get everything back. Not that I remember anyways. Okay, no iframes on roll. Speaking of it, okay, I like that then. Because when it comes to like NG Ragebound, right? It has the iframe roll. But the reason why I like the classic so much is because it's all about like using, you know, hurtbox shifting. Oh my god. With jumping or crouching, right? So I do like how this has no iframes on this roll. It's more like a positioning thing. Oh, you can't reflect it? That sucks. I wish you could reflect it just by hitting it back, but... Because if we're talking about Castlevania, you could at least destroy projectiles, like with the dragon statues. That would have been sick if you can, like, at least destroy them with a well-timed attack. I guess parrying will do good too, right? So far, I'm liking the remix. Actually, another remix I gotta listen to is everything from O2 Castlevania from Vampire Survivors. The first and second counts had puzzle elements and memorizations for where enemy spawns. Spawns randomly. Oh, okay. Enemies randomly. Have much more intricate layouts too. 2 didn't really do that. And the burnouts. Oh wow, I had both games then. I guess just by chance I had both of them. Well, Burnout 3, anyways. I remember the only sort of puzzle thing in Serious Sam 2 was like... There was this floor tile room. And as you were trying to like make your way across, if you messed up, you would fall below. And you gotta restart again. But that's the only like sort of puzzle thing I remember. But yeah. Everything else though, I don't remember other puzzles besides that one though. Okay, something open. Yeah, we'll just keep going into that every time. Serious Sam 3 has generally mixed reception due to its art style being derived from cancelled COD style. Okay, and that's why it has a sort of like Modern Warfare 2 and 3 look, right? Well, more so like the 7th generation look. Like, isn't it like really deserts and stone walls and stuff like that? Okay, well, we're kind of screwed. Unless we could find something to help us out here, but... Is it? No. I don't think it's possible to go back to like the hub. To like Shinoa and stuff like that. 6th generation. Meanwhile, it was a disaster. I actually don't remember even Serious Sam 4 existing, if I gotta be honest. To make Siberian Mayhem. Oh, okay. By Double Helix, that's pretty sick actually. Because I remember really liking that game too. I wish I got around to it at the time when I was really playing a lot of ninja games last year, but I'll try to find time. I'll try to find time. Because even in my casual playthrough, I remember seeing the trophy for beating the game under 4 hours. So doing that as a casual first time playthrough, that's not too bad. So that means it's like a very, you know, very tightly paced Metroidvania. So it should be pretty fun to go back to. Without like, you know, prior practice or anything like that. One of the best modern Metroidvanias and just extra 2D action platformer. I wonder why it's not mentioned really. Do you think it's because it was before like the renaissance of the Metroidvania genre? I'm guessing Hollow Knight was like the first like the major return of it, right? Or like the big like fanfare. And that was definitely after Strider, I think. Yeah, so maybe it was just timing. It was still like, you know, not the indie darling sort of genre it became, like afterwards. But yeah, I'm surprised it's not talked about nowadays because you feel like, well, you would think everything is discussed at this point. So maybe over time people will go back to other stuff, but maybe it's been long enough where a retrospective will come out. It's usually after every 10 years. The Mayhem expansion makes it better than 3. With my controller's circle button being left pressed by a rubber band. Oh, what game did I do that in? I think it was Rocket League. I think I was farming for a trophy, obviously. Yeah, I want to say it was Rocket League. I don't remember why though. There must have been sort of like, if I look at a YouTube video. So I remember that's how I got the idea from, or maybe even PSN profiles from the time. Yeah, I just remember driving in circles. I think it was probably like driving distance. You had to like reach some like insane number. But yeah, back in the day though, I never did that, but I would if I needed to. That's for sure. Bolts and Ratchet and Clank. Man, that's crazy. I'm glad that game, well, that series survived the PS2. It's unfortunate that the other part of the big 3 didn't. Sly had its 4th game, but Jack did not. Kind of surprised too, because they're pretty big, but yeah, just got left behind pretty quick. I just still got like Infamous and stuff like that at the time, but what we're still, yeah, why not? We're still trying to find Castle Outskirts Door again. We're good. I just realized it earlier. Isn't there a rally mechanic from Bloodborne in this game too? So you can like recover health after being hit. Knocks enemies' teeth, 1 per enemy, transforms arrows to gold. Nah, I'll just do the freeze. From what little we know, I don't think there's any, what's the word? Generative, like, levels in the new Castlevania. I think it's like an all, like, pre-made thing, I think. But even with how this is, right? It's very, like, level design and, like, enemy placements matter a ton. So it already feels like an action platformer in that way, like, stage and enemy placements do matter. So the fact they were able to do this with, like, generated levels, that's pretty good. So let's hope that's still true when the actual game comes out. We'll go left this time. And because most modern Metroidvania fans seem to primarily want Hollow Knight style. Yeah, I do see that. They made $5 billion out of GTA 5 online. No one. Jesus, $5 billion? Dude, so okay, so it makes sense why they don't care. Well, not that they don't care, but because isn't the what's the word? The rumored cost for GTA 6 is $2 billion, right? Like that's budget. Isn't that the number going around right now? Here we go. So if, dude, that's crazy. $5 billion. And I think I remember hearing that too. And then Rockstar makes like 500,000 or million. I remember hearing something like that. But yeah, even that one makes a ridiculous amount of money for being like considered the worst modern Rockstar Online sort of thing. And it's still getting that much money. That's insane. But yeah, I guess, man, no need to make new games if they're just bankrolling, you know, GTA Online money. It makes sense, but jeez, man. Yeah, the Hollow Knight style. I do agree. Like the ones that do pop up, that's how they seem like. More often than not. Because those blasphemous. And I know there's some that still try to sort of copy the Castlevania style, but I still think it probably leans more towards the Hollow Knight. I'm trying to think of a Metroidvania that I played recently that's sort of different, like visually, but I can't think of one. I think I mentioned this one last time, but there was a Game Boy fan-made game, like for like original hardware that came out recently, called Wicked Plague. That one looks really cool. It's more like Mega Man Zero. It's what I wanted Mega Man the ZX games to be like, pretty much. I think like in this hotel, you slowly make your way through this whole building. But yeah, the style of it, the sort of dashing, how like lowers your hurt box to dive under like enemy beams and stuff like that. There's some cool stuff going on. It looks like a very fast game, like pace, and also like the length of the game seems also pretty short, which I like. So if there's any like Metroidvania I do want to get to that isn't like Castlevania, it'll probably be that one. I think I would have died if I messed that up. Okay, I was doing it way too early. It's insane. I wonder why they're even making GTA 6 because they're already spamming money. Dude, really? They really are, man. But what can they do to even improve the formula? Like I remember seeing something where they made a new like iguana model from Red Dead 2 to GTA 6. Like I guess, you know, who's gonna really notice that? And is it even going to improve the gameplay? You know, will that money time be worth it to do that? I don't think so. But I don't know. Like I don't even know what's the appeal for GTA anymore. Like it seems like it became more like a Second Life slash like role-playing game. That's what it seemed like what kept it alive. So I think they gotta really, well, they'll probably put more time into making the new GTA Online way better. Because if your competition is your own GTA 5 Online, then I guess it really doesn't matter to them, right? They're gonna get money out of the way. Dude, that's just so crazy, man. That is so crazy. But I guess it makes sense why so many major publishers want to chase that golden goose or golden egg sort of thing. Because if you find the one game, you're set. But I don't think that's possible anymore. I think at this point everybody has their one game, maybe two, and that's already stretching it, man. So yeah, either people already have their game for a decade, or is it too saturated, this sort of like live service stuff. Because they all are, you know, they're all fiending for your engagement, right? So it's not like you can keep up with all of them. I wonder if there'll be a point where, I don't know. I wonder if they'll abandon the live service stuff, but I don't think so. Not anytime soon anyways. That's like a massive shift of like abandoning those games, but when games are this expensive and there's a free game as an alternative, I think that alone makes it, it's gonna be around for a long time just for that reason alone. I think, because it's like the third time we're going through this section, right? It seems pretty consistent every time. Well, like the general layout anyways. I had to do the same sort of, yeah, this is also the same spot. So I kind of wonder if the Castlevania DLC is fixed, like a fixed pattern of obstacles. If it is, that's pretty cool. Like the fact they changed up their auto generation to this like pre-made sort of thing. So eventually we'll get it down, hopefully. Like, I don't know if there's sub biomes in this one DLC, or if it's just a castle, but I can imagine there's more, right? Because this is just the outskirts, not actually inside the castle. You ever play Hollow Knight? It's pretty good. It's a pretty good game. I mainly like it for the bosses. I can't really say much about like progression, how it feels, and stuff like that. It's been so long. But if you really like boss fights, then I think you'll appreciate the game. It's been 2018, probably 2019 when I played it. Sometimes I want to go back to it to see how I feel about it now, but I think I'll have the same sort of feeling playing Silk Song. Like, this is really good. Like, Bones. I just wish it was for an action platformer and not a Metroidvania. Oh my god. Oopsie. Something that's like Far Cry 2 and beyond. I don't think they will. So I feel like it's been proven time and time again. More money in a project doesn't mean, you know, better, you know, outcome. So, yeah. It seems like it's just like a money sink at this point. 2 billion is way too much for a game. Like, that's just, yeah, it's like ballooning. All right, that's insane. And I guess, weren't they saying they're going to like make the game $100 too? I wouldn't doubt they would do it either. And they'll probably get away with it too. That's the crazy part. It's the game where everyone's hype about. So, if there's one game to do it, it's going to be GTA 6. I feel like that's the next like major or only bomb of a game that can like shake up the industry, I suppose. Entire original trilogy ported. Co-op to damn, that's pretty sick. Handcrafted, that's good to hear. I am curious how progression is gonna be handled, but yeah, we'll find out soon enough. Hopefully it comes out sooner rather than later. Because whatever I'm playing at the time, I'm gonna drop it once Castlevania comes out. Because there's Onimusha and then Castlevania. That's pretty much it. Like for this year that I know of. So yeah, when this new Castlevania comes out, we're gonna be playing that day one, most likely. You still take chip damage, I think. I should probably fight more often to get some upgrades at least. Has anybody played their Prince of Persia game? I haven't heard anything about it other than the character design. But that was pretty much it. Like, it looked pretty cool. But it definitely didn't make a splash like Dead Cells did. I don't think it ever will either. Because if you think about it, the popular indie games seemed more action-packed if you think about it. Because this was big, Hollow Knight was big. Would Spelunky be like one of the big ones? I know Cave Story was pretty big, but that was like before like indie games we see them today. So I feel like these games actually take some level of skill to play, right? But then the indie games big nowadays. Well, I can't really say, but there's like what, Balatro, Vampire Survivors, and I guess they're co-op games. They seem like pretty fun, like platformers, but yeah, I don't think they're more action-oriented indie games will ever pop off the way they did back then. It was probably finished a long time ago. They're just expanding, creating the online version of it. Dude, that game, it's gonna be so crazy when GTA 6 comes out, man. It's gonna be insane. Like, everybody who never talked about GTA is probably gonna make videos on it. It's gonna be everywhere. It's gonna be everywhere. Okay. Like, that game is going to be so big, it's going to fund people's livelihood. Like, that's insane to think about. Like, that's what GTA 5 did, pretty much. It's gonna be like that big of a game. It's gonna be crazy to see that again. I still remember watching a lot of GTA 5 in 2013. 14 and 15 mainly. But dude, it's crazy to think how that was 10 years ago though, at this point. I wonder if getting kills with a parry guarantees a blue. Oh, no, it doesn't. Is that a guacamole reference? I can't really tell. I can't think of any indie games with like a chicken like that. Spelunky is one of the big ones, but it has its own niche audience. Set of strong level. Oh, okay. Not excited for AAA so far. Nowadays, I'm not. Yeah, it's hard to say, man, with AAA games. Because they come out so rare, it's like, why be... Even if you were excited by AAA games anymore, how could you for... I don't even use these. I think that's my problem, too. Like, how could you be excited when, like, the output is this abysmal? You know, and when it's bad, well, you gotta sit with this for the next 5 years minimum. So again, with Onimusha, right? Within 5 years, 3 games came out minimum. And I wouldn't doubt if the other 2 games came out in those 5 or 6 years. It's like, dude. Like, if there's a game you did not like, well, you know, there's another one coming out pretty damn quick. You know, full-fledged trilogies will come out in time. In one single generation. Multiple too, right? Like, I'm referencing Ratchet and Clank, Sly, and Jack. Oopsie. Like, we only got one Infamous on the PS4 compared to the 2 like major DLC on the PS3. But yeah, crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Is excellent, a truly great game. Is strong combat and strong level design and strong level design. Goes over. I wonder why though. I thought I matched the game's look. Honestly, I think it looked pretty cool. Makes him way more unique than like other games, that's for sure. Like even in his own series, but I don't know. At least they ended up giving him the skin of the original game, I think, after a while. So there's that, but I guess the damage is already done. I think the first roguelites I ever played was Spelunky, but for sure Rogue Legacy. Like on the Vita. I think at the time I didn't really understand what was happening. I think I sort of picked on the fact I'm restarting every single time, but I don't think I played them for too long, to be honest. Even now, I don't really play them too much. Yeah, same thing, nodding. I finished the first one, but never the second one. I never got around to it. The only thing, if people look up Guacamelee today, it's gonna be very funny, man, because that game, unfortunately, dated itself pretty damn hard. Because that game, even back then, it was like criticized for of the time memes, right? So that's pretty much its lasting legacy. I think if somebody looks it up today. Where did they go? Man. I think that was also one of the other popular indie games at the time. But oh, door open. Okay. How do I get back? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, this is the same sort of setup every time. So eventually we'll get it down. Okay, I'm gonna avoid that guy. Oh my god. Oh, I got so lucky there from the stage. Woohoo. Okay, we're just gonna start speeding along at this point. Like, I don't even know if there's a nearby upgrade anyways to spend my blue, if I do find something. So I think I'd rather just progress than fight at this point. I'm gonna be missing out on upgrades, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Well, something give me a speed boost. Okay. Oh yeah, the John Wick game, yeah, that's right. Again though, like, we can never know until we see actual gameplay. Because I was also excited for the Blade game that was announced like 2 years ago at this point. Yeah, I don't think that's coming out. I think the movie or the show, whatever it was, got indefinitely delayed. So I can imagine the game will also be delayed. And even then, you never know. It could be canceled, like that Wonder Woman game. Yeah. It sucks, man. It really sucks. I think back then it was so rare for a game to be delayed more than 5 years. I think that's why so many people made a big thing for like Duke Nukem, like Half-Life 3 at the time. But now this is common. It's common for a game to be announced and not come out in 5 years. And the sort of like fan hype will not continue for that long either, that's for sure. Yeah. That's how it is, man. That's how it is. Inspired by Sifu. If they can nail the same feeling of Sifu, that'd be sick. I'd be very surprised if they could pull that off too. Because there haven't been any, not that I know of, any other 3D beat 'em ups. Even the own developers of Sifu didn't make a follow-up. So yeah, it seems pretty rare to come across 3D beat 'em ups. So if we can get another one that's like more Gunkata, like CQC gunplay stuff going on, that'd be pretty sick. Oh. Don't mind the stick drift. Okay, we're definitely further than last time. I feel like we're further. Well, he'll live this time. Oh, that's my fault. I guess it's the dead end. The Blade movie did get shelved. Oh, okay, yeah. Fist is the recent exception. The usual trends is also effigy and neon rain. FPS and Metro. Okay, that sounds really sick. Okay, when it comes to Metroidvanias, right? I immediately think there's movement. Like that's the main progression, right? Movement stuff. So is there movement going on in that one or no? But I remember Fist. That was the bunny, right? It has like a mechanical arm. That's already like 5 years old, I think, at this point. So even, you know, in the context of like indie games, that's pretty much old. Like really old. Okay, well, seeing the fountain was definitely a first, so we're definitely making some sort of progress. Has solid background, such a shame. That was from the developers of the Lord of the Ring games, right? The Shadow of Mordor and stuff like that. Like at a baseline, I think it would have been pretty damn fun, honestly. But I never did get around to playing Shadow of War, the sequel. But I did like the first one. Now we gotta come back. I don't think I have a teleporter, so I gotta get out here manually. Yay, progress. Making our way. I'm not sure if I'll be able to deal with gaming discussion revolving around glazing AAA corporate stuff anymore. I think people are going to get to that point more. It will get there eventually, more often than not, I think. at this point, man. Like if there's a new online game, people are so desensitized to like they're not expecting quality anymore. Like it's immediately like, okay, it's gonna be a failure. They see a new game, yep, it's a failure. And they're not wrong. Because, you know, recycling. Because more often than not, things do not show up finished. And if not that, they have massive competition to keep up with. So probably... let's do that. It probably won't last long. Voltage High Society, which is also early access. Very weird and unique first-person Metroidvania. That's interesting. Put alongside other... Oh, for the Saints Row reboot? Yeah, that was... One was constantly treating... What did you guys think of Mayhem? Agents of Mayhem? Because I actually did enjoy it. And like, I grew up playing Saints Row 1 and 2, and even 3 when it came out. But I never... So when I got to Agents of Mayhem, I actually didn't mind it. That was pretty cool. Okay. You can only buy this the first time at the shop, I think. That's probably what I should have been doing, honestly. Okay. I forgot about that. We actually did like Agents of Mayhem. It was like one of my first videos too. Which was Metroidvania with some immersive sim elements. Animal Well. I think I'm confusing it with Rain World. Is that also considered a Metroidvania or no? Because it seemed like it. It seemed like it. For no real reason, ultimately. And isn't like WB or... Yeah, I think WB is being like bought out and like sold off. I think Mortal Kombat got sold separately too, or the gaming division. So if it wasn't going to get canned then, it was probably going to get canned now, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think budgets for games will ever be reasonable ever again, honestly, at this point. I think if it ever does, then it'll be, you know, less extremely risky, but holy crap. Like risky for a publisher to like actually deal with gaming, but I don't know. Okay, well we got new enemies, that's pretty sick. Whoa. I wonder if I'm in iframes during that entire time. I don't know what happened there. We're slowly remembering how to play this game. I'll take the more health upgrade. Fear is my favorite FPS that needs combat every episode for the enemy design alone. I know in my description, I've had the same description for pretty much the same description since I started the channel. I only made one difference. I think it's at the end. I say in my series, right? Before I used to say in my weekly series, combat overview, but now I changed it to just my series. Yeah, I do mention shooters, and I've probably played, you know, the more action, whatchamacallit. Oh my god. I think I blocked damage while I was in chicken form. Oh my god. Those hits really feel like I'm getting hit, by the way. Like, the visual effects are really sick on that attack. I forgot what I was saying, I gotta be honest. Oh, is this a boss fight? Oh no. I don't think we're ready for a boss fight. We'll go to the left. We'll see. Oh yeah, shooter. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. I would like to. I'd like to play more. Because at this point, we've covered pretty much everything in the action genre. So I like to see what's up with other stuff. So we'll see how that turns out. I remember when we were talking about like singularity and time shift and things like that. Like I never imagined like making videos on them, but I just figured, okay, like a stream playthrough would be pretty fun, especially since it's been pretty kind of a long time since I last played them. But yeah, at this point, we're pretty far ahead on what's out there. But there's still a lot to play for the action genre, which is insane to think about still. And I wouldn't even say like the bottom of the barrel stuff. Like there's some cool, interesting at the very least PS2 stuff that I still gotta play. But we got a lot of action stuff to keep us busy, but it's so awkward to see these candles and not be able to break them. I would rather have this, to be honest. But it's perhaps more accurate to call it its own thing. It's super distinctive, truly masterful game. Really? And then banning people, telling them... Do you think he was most likely paid to play that game, right? And if you're paid, I think there's probably something saying if you say something bad, you're in trouble. So to sort of control the conversation, right, you might as well take everybody out who goes against what you're supposed to say. Yeah, I'm assuming that's what happened, probably. Had more emergent gameplay related to tornadoes, which were cut by the final version. But I haven't played it since it released. Oh, okay. It was pretty fun, could have been more, but I enjoyed what it was. I never played... Oh, what's the game called? It was the Xbox game. Crackdown. I never played Crackdown, but that's what it seemed like. Like to me. So having the sort of like superhero characters, like mixed with hero shooter elements. That's why I liked it so much. I'm a big fan of hero shooters. So having like a single player PvE sort of thing. Movement, you know, different abilities. It was pretty fun. And I got it for like $3, so that was a pretty fun like weekend or week play. Games being shut down, so like losing job sucks. Should be called out. I said, yeah. And I think it shows pretty quickly too. Because it's made more by the numbers rather than like raw passion. And it can be felt pretty quick, that's for sure. Funny seeing people defend live service when in other moments they recognize its negative impact on industry. Principles really suddenly. I feel like that happens more often too. Well, like, but nodding said, right, when people connect to the industry, I think, yeah, once you get closer to the machine, right, I think that sort of happens by, it just happens. The more closer you get to the actual industry, things get blurry. It's like, what you prioritize definitely shifts. Like, I seen that recently about a video with like a certain like movie reviewer, like humble beginnings, but the more and more closer you get to more, you know, the Access Media part of things, then you start playing the part to, you know, keep the access, the connection, not to, you know, shake the boat too much. And yeah, sort of the yes man sort of territory. Am I missing something? I see the down arrow. I'm gonna go back. Can't roll through. I'm assuming I'm just stuck here. Like a dead end. Can we go here? At its core, a single player campaign based franchise, the new marathon is built on a never ending live service with strong PvP in mind. They crap on a bunch of stuff, but randomly start acting nice towards specific ones. Yeah, even for me, right? I think I'm very. I remember a lot of my criticisms about certain things, and I very much do keep that stuff in mind, even if it was like a video from beginning, right? I still try to keep that in mind, and if I do somewhat change it, I try to find why, because I sort of argue with myself all the time too when I'm writing what I'm saying. Like if I ever do write criticism, if I remember something in the past that sort of challenges that, like like the Rise of the Ronin versus like Neo 3, right? Like my feelings on Neo 3 open world and the way Rise of the Ronin was is vastly different. Like I gave Rise the slide in the video, but Neo I was very critical. Whoa, this thing follows you, holy crap. And the reasoning I came to, like, games have different goals. And also, like, I think it's more so player expectation. Like, when it comes to, like, Neo, I imagine it a certain way. And I want it to be a certain way. So having the open world doesn't really enhance or support, like, my sort of envision of Neo. While Rise of the Ronin, okay, that's a new thing, is doing its own, you know, approach of like sort of a time period sort of game. You want to be immersed, so an open world would be the best way to like achieve that goal, right? Being historically accurate. So that was the entire like, well, one of the strong things that came out on the lead up to the release. Talking about how Team Ninja visited like museums and looked at actual what's the word? Museums and stuff like that for accuracy. So yeah, stuff like that. Like that's probably the most recent example where I was sort of both, but and they're both Team Ninja. I'm not. What's the word? I'm going to definitely criticize Team Ninja. Yeah, stuff like that I try to very be aware of. Okay, there's no enemies or... No, I already cleared them out, okay. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the right side. But yeah, that's why, like, I'm kind of surprised even IGN is taken seriously. I think the more deeper you are into understanding what's happening, when it comes to like review stuff. I think people less and less care about IGN's take, or like any mainstream media outlets. I think that the sort of trust for them is lowered, because even they got called out from like, I think, casual audiences, that everything they release or review is 7 out of 10. Right. It doesn't seem to, what's the word? Very safe, pretty much. Very safe every time they review something. So over time, that really caught on. Like maybe they are trying to maintain a certain image with certain publishers and stuff like that. I wouldn't doubt it. I think that is true. It's not like an on paper what's the word? Money transaction stuff going on, but it is sort of, I think, implied in a way. Because wasn't that a thing with Giant Bomb? I think that happened back in the day. I think they criticized Kane and Lynch 2, I think. Yeah, I think it was Kane and Lynch 2. And they got blacklisted. I think even Bethesda did that recently with another mainstream outlet. They got criticized and then they got blacklisted immediately for doing that one critical review. You're like, well, I think that's how it is everywhere though, man. Like, I'm seeing this happening. Like, I saw this with like Overwatch 2. So I know there's like a sort of close-knit best friend sort of relationship between popular players and the devs, right? And it gets to a point where you don't want to shake that up. And I'm also seeing this happen with, what I've heard anyways, with like Tekken. Like people who are who are under the payroll of Bandai Namco can't really say anything because they're an extension of, you know, the machine, right? They can't really go against the hand that feeds them. So it's all about keeping their word and their image up rather than speaking, you know, your own individual thought. But I think that's how it is the higher you go up, which is unfortunate, but 25. Okay, what can I actually get here? We'll like work towards 2 at this point. These improve specific item pickups, I think. Haunted. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's pretty sick. So I think that's a Castlevania, excuse me, reference. Like the armor, the axe armor thing. I don't even know what to get, if I gotta be honest. I must have gotten the healing items a long time ago. Crackdown 3 is underrated, by the way. Fun game. I gotta play those at some point. Again, Xbox, like my first console, well, the first game I played was Castlevania 64. So I remember playing that, Sub-Zero Mythologies, and South Park. But that was like what? The year I was born. So I was like probably 2 or 3. I still remember that. But the first console was OG Xbox, PS2, then 360, then PS3. So I always had a time with each game, or each console with their exclusives. But Crackdown I never got to. I played like Gears and stuff. And I played a lot of stuff on the 360, like third-party stuff, but not like the first, Microsoft owned at the time. But yeah, I want to get to that at some point. I consider Saints Row 4 a Crackdown game. I think over time it got there, right? Even Gat Out of Hell is like superpower angle. Defending High Guard? They even installed the game because of those posts? Ooh. And it's funny too to see when major outlets have like a similar sort of, what's the word? Headline for what's what I'm looking for? Like articles with the same sort of headline saying like maybe the game is good or maybe we should give it a second chance. No, and this happens all the time too. It seems like with every multiplayer game. And yeah, it seems like it's all to keep the graces for the sake of access, it seems like. Okay, if we're having a staircase, this might be Dracula? Oh, we're gonna fight death. Okay. They got me. Kenny Lynch 1 specifically? GameSpot, Jeff got fired. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Yeah. And I think Kane and Lynch 1 was like heavily advertised on their site. And then when the game actually came out, it's like, well, we advertised it and for, actual clarity of mind, I can't really promote this game because so-and-so reasons, right? So they got punished for taking actual, their audience into consideration, which is crazy to think about. Let me actually start using this stuff. Was I low health? I didn't know I was low health, if I gotta be honest. I swear I was... No. I thought we were good. Kotaku for encouraging piracy of Metroidvania via Switch emulation. That makes sense. If they're telling people to pirate their games, that makes sense. But like if they were delisted for saying Metroid Prime 4 was a waste of a wait and the open world was not a good idea. It was a bad game because of it. Now, if they got delisted for that, then that would be pretty bad. Maybe if they worded it in a different way, like if they probably criticized performance and is left at that, I can imagine they would probably mention like emulation to play a good game just on better hardware. But yeah, I can see piracy being a line, but criticizing the game and giving feedback, if that's like enough to blacklist you, then yeah, it's pretty dumb. Oh, I'm really upset. Not upset, but like I did not know I was super low health. I kind of figured once I got to the save room, I'll be full health for some reason. I must be thinking of like Castlevania, but because we're actually making a lot of progress there. But it looks like we're finding our groove, so it shouldn't be too long now. No. Yeah, at this point, I don't think there's even anything for me to upgrade. Like, yeah, there's a little passives and stuff to grab, but we're gonna restart the run. Cause I don't think you can access Castlevania in this part. If they pay you enough, you can't give anything lower than 8. Pretty much, yeah. Especially if it's a major developer. Like if it's Capcom, right? Best believe you're not going to lose access on that. And I think IGN gets a way head of release sort of copy too. So compared to everyone else, they are definitely going to keep that upper hand, right? For the immediate day one release cycle of info, whatever. That's why I liked Team Cherry doing the thing where they didn't give anybody a release copy. Like everyone's gonna play a day one at release, so no one's on uneven footing, which is pretty cool. But only they can do that, right? Because it's a very small team of like 5 people or less. You know, they're in a rare situation to have full creative control to do that, but by Capcom's for criticizing the game's netcode. Yeah, I remember that. And didn't even Punk criticized it after winning the tournament too, like a Capcom official tournament? I think that happened too. Eris gives Tekken more numbers than Street Fighter without being paid by the Namco cops. That's the power of Eris, man. Ignores what he says on stream. Look at the screen. That clip is so good, man. They must have finally looked at the screen because I heard the new Tekken update was actually pretty good. Again, I'm just watching it as an outside viewer, seeing how everything unfolds, and it seems like this is the rare positive in like the past year and a half for Tekken 8. Was the last update, so maybe, man. Shovel Knight, right? This has to be a Shovel Knight reference. Maybe not. Whoa. Holy crap. Yeah, we're gonna use this. That's pretty sick. Years later, though, and he works directly. But the fact that even happened to begin with is a little... Yeah, you can tell the esports-ification, very different beast. Because if you look at the because we're sending clips this morning, right, in the Discord, like it was like what, 10 years ago. That was still FGC, right? The thuggery era. Yeah, once you got esports in, the big bucks, the corporate side of stuff, the attitude changed real quick, very quick. The passion, I'll call it. But it's crazy, man. But again, like, gaming is so big, I guess. Yeah, this is different now, I suppose. Left side. My first console was N64 via RE2 and Mario 64. That's pretty sick. I've always wondered how different the Resident Evil games are on there. I know that Tony Hawk is pretty faithful, I think. What the hell? What the hell? I did like an automatic uppercut. That was wild. Yeah, I think N64 removes the footage, the actual like skating footage. It's just like in-game cutscenes instead. But other than that, though, I think it's pretty faithful. But RE2 though, RE games on there, I'm not too sure. Let's go left this time. It was a PS1, which got rid of it sadly. Do you remember your first game on the PS1? Mega Man 1, X4 was shortly after. Oh, okay. 40 days, that's crazy, man. What a sad story for that game. I think it would have been fine if it wasn't the, you know, curtain call announcement. Well, reveal. I think that was his main problem. The hype was so big for something else. To have another live service first-person shooter, that was probably not a good call to put there. I think it would have been fine any other time. But yeah, that was very unfortunate. So this time I remember to buy it, so if I remember, well, if I forget to check my health like last time, we'll be alright, hopefully. Okay. Is that they always receive indie or AA games with lower scores, only rewards? Yeah, again, they only go off public sentiment. They don't want to rock the boat, man. Like, wasn't even IGN going to re-review Crimson Desert because everyone else liked it? Wasn't that a thing? It was all about like maintaining public opinion and following it. It's not about like sharing your actual experience. It's like making sure you match with everyone else. But I do remember there was a review for, oh crap, Breath of the Wild, and even Cyberpunk 2077, where it was actually given criticism, and they were actually like super ridiculed past like normal means. So I guess like there's some pretty rabid fan bases, especially like in the release window of an anticipated game. You know, things get ugly for everyone, it seems like, for a game. I don't know, man. It's crazy. I guess you want to play ball to not get community backlash and also maintain, what's the word, access from publishers. I guess that's the game they play. It's wild. So no matter what you do, you're gonna upset somebody. But you know which one you want to upset the least, pretty much, it seems like. This weapon is sick, actually. The King Scepter. Yeah, I don't think this is something you can find. Wait, isn't there like a progression system where you could guarantee a drop or like raise the chances of it happening? I remember something like that. Dude, this weapon is sick. because it really keeps the flow going. It was a terrible dude basically putting a low sell franchise. Yeah. For Metro of all games, yeah, that's pretty. I found that so crazy too to find that out. Like it's considered one of the mainline titles for Nintendo. Like Nintendo doesn't consider that, and that's because it doesn't sell well, or ever did. This is like, how popular is Metroid actually? Is it actually more niche than we realize? Like I remember when whatchamacallit, when sales data came back, well, like somebody pointed out the sales for Banjo 1 and Croc 1, like, you know, 3D platformers around the same era. You know, you're made to believe that Banjo was massively huge at the time, but maybe it wasn't. If it was on the same tier as something as Croc, right? Where nobody seems to really care or like really remember or think highly of at all. Just another like mascot platformer at the time, it seems, but. Yeah, maybe some games we think are popular in the gaming space is actually probably not. I guess with it being tied to Nintendo, we just kind of assumed that, but. Yeah. I think Star Fox in the same sort of boat too as Metroid. Everybody knows about it. But do they actually play or even bought the games? Probably not. Okay, we're gonna try to zip past stuff again. I do want to get to death. Okay. Seems like a dead end. God, what a cool weapon. Oh my god. Hurry up. Cut for myself, I saw my kitty Byoko. Oh, I forgot at least. My cat seems to like you, but don't get him to give him a little scratch. Nice. That's pretty cool. If you can find more characters, that would be pretty sick. And like get the ability to buy their outfit. Wolf's Trap. Better than what I have right now. Is that it was port optimized and was part of an oversaturated style of game with insufficient innovation? Yeah. And I think also like 3v3 team with a massive map. So a lot of downtime too. So it wasn't really fun either. Team that thought maybe this game won't be that successful. Try to start SV5 Netcode on a live stream. And I think he even changed his name to CFN bad. I think that's what it's called for like the longest time. No contingency plan. Also, as soon as the game came out, they decided to shut it off. So quickly, right? So swiftly. That's gotta be like the harshest gut punch ever. Years of work just to, for one, get massively ridiculed by the entire internet. That's pretty, dude. Being that massive target and then like closing down within a month. That's 1-2, man. You can actually still patch the game and make it better. I wonder how common this is going to be in the future. Game come out, doesn't work, instantly shuts down. I think that's going to be common. With how big these risks are, if it doesn't make a running start, they got to shut it down, unfortunately. Only R2 was X64. Okay. The first PS1 game I believe was Crash Team Racing. One of the best ones, honestly. People only talk about Star Fox for story and characters. I'm sick of it. The series never got credit for having brilliant rail shooting design. Star Fox 64 is out there. It was one of the best late 90s games ever. I think I never played much of Star Fox. I finished 64 once. Just a single route. But that was it. But maybe it's like looking at Nintendo games as like the sort of arcade design is probably super rare. Oh my god. Oh. Just ledge slip right there. Holy crap. That was a cool little setup though. Having this guy like anti-air me, having this little spikes. It may be auto-generated, but that's pretty cool. Okay, made it here again, which is good. I don't get the hype for Star Fox 64. Sin and Punishment is a much better shooter. I would be more willing to play Sin and Punishment than Star Fox. But I haven't played much of either, so it's not much. It's not saying much, but. Yeah, let me actually spend my money instead of sitting on it. I still have my revive. Okay. I'm learning how to play the game. Slowly, slowly. To being a furry. What's your... What's the word? Persona. There you go. If you don't mind me asking. I'll let that slide. IGN gave Dark Souls 2 a perfect score after their backlash for Dark Souls 1 review. Okay, wait. They gave Dark Souls 2 a better score because they didn't do a good review for the first game? No, okay, that's bad in both directions. So it means they what's the word? They're not following or keeping their own. They're not sticking to their guns, right? They bent the knee to peer pressure, pretty much. And then to rate the next game off. That stun locked me. That makes no sense. But it's IGN, so I guess that's par for the course, I suppose. They can't catch a break, man. They really can't catch a break. Because speaking of IGN and reviews and dead cells, but the whole like the thing with the stolen review from a smaller channel. I think Shotgun Gaming. I think the channel was. Yeah. So I don't know who they hire, but it happens so constantly. Like every once in a while, a pretty out there take or action happens from somebody in the team. Happens way too often. It's sort of a pattern everybody's seeing. Oh my god. I lost all my health too. Well, the recoverable health, I mean. Okay, I have 5. No, that's the wrong icon. I gotta be very careful. One hit from anything and I'm pretty much at death's door, and not the boss fight either. So I gotta be very careful. Oh. Okay, mission. I'm just gonna beeline to the boss. I'm just gonna run. I'm just gonna run and hopefully find the boss in time. Actually, am I screwing myself over for getting the attack perks every time? Like, is there like a thing where I take more damage for dealing more damage, sort of thing? Oh, get me out of there. Help me! Help me! Oh, whoa! I'm scared for this skeleton. The shopkeeper does not care. They're afraid of the community calling it a skill issue. That's the sad part too, because like, you can't give criticism. Right. Yeah. I guess they don't have confidence in themselves to like make a good point and then stick with it. But nah, that sucks. They're in a very, very awful spot. But they put themselves in there, it seems like. The reviewers are honest. It is the managers who chose the reviewer for any given game. All the results. Oh, okay. Pick 64 and Assault the Great. Which one is the adventure game? Adventures, right? Isn't it just called Adventures? I know people are soft on that game too. Like a nostalgia sort of thing. For Assault because the default one is awful. I just like Anthro character. Oh, okay. Boomstick Gaming was small. Yeah. History of plagiarizing. A history too, and he still hired him? Or it's kind of like they didn't know at the time. Either way, that's crazy. IG1 Day 1 guy. I remember you sent it to me, the Dark Souls one, right? I remember watching. I watched a bit of it. I didn't finish it though. I didn't finish it. Explain how the Joy-Cons HD. Wow. Word for word. That's crazy. And I guess the internet. You cannot hide from the internet. Everything. It only takes one person. And there's a lot of people. The chances are it's going to be found very quick. You can't hide anything. Give them a reason and they'll find something. That is for sure. No, 1 second. But yeah, you do not want to be on the internet's bad side. Oh my god. Yeah, the rally system is not doing me favors right now. Or doing me enough. Bro. Okay, probably my weapon is just too weak, maybe. That's probably the issue, too. But yeah, don't give the internet reason to come after you, pretty much. Can I get out of here? I see Alucard. Oh my god. He had a perfect line of sight too on me. I'm really surprised it lets you fast travel around enemies. More health, please. Oh my god. Hold on, hold on. Jesus. Most of the viewers higher tend to be on casuals with little understanding of game design. Like Mitchell Saltzman. He was ChatGPT before they were a thing. It seems like it. And also because, like, isn't it a thing where most writers for these outlets, they're more so, what's the word? They're more traditionally, well, they're more so trained for traditional writing, right? Not for game coverage. So they're probably aiming for, like, CNN or something like that. But they got a gaming place. But probably not what they were expecting. So that's probably where the disconnect is from, like, mainstream reviewers and who's, you know, on the team. I think it's probably a bit of that. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll grab that one. There we go. Okay. Wow. Well, we're in the same. Yeah, we're at the boss. See, I swear I healed before the first attempt. I gotta be honest. Did I really die in one hit, or was I low health? We're gonna find out right now. We don't talk about adventures? You don't like adventures? Oh, is it really that bad? If it's like the commonly disliked game, then... Okay, I really hope he doesn't just instant kill me with one, like, sickle hit. I don't want to find out. So we're gonna try to play. Oh. Oh my god. Gee, I was one hit. I didn't heal last time. Well, I'm gonna play as if I'm one hit away from death. Wasn't that Justin Wong's, like, mental going into a match? Just pretend you're like 1 HP the entire time. Oh, phase 2. Whoa. Do something, cat, please. Okay. There's an AoE attack. Is this boomerang? Most likely, right? Oh my god. Kitty, please. Get him, cat, please. We only have like 0 healing items. I forgot. I probably should have been playing smarter. Okay, next time. I'm not a fan of Zelda, and I do not like Star Fox Adventures. Never should have been a Star Fox game, and it wasn't meant to be. And the Nintendo forcing it to be Star Fox game instead of... Okay. Is there any, like... What's the word? Any idea what it was supposed to be beforehand? Okay, I'm gonna look around for... It's gonna be a while, I think. I want to see if I could have, like, guaranteed drop somehow. Wow, this will really last a long time. Oh, I'm... Hold circle to skip. I'm dumb. Okay, well... Prevents you from unlocking new boss cells and flawless rewards. Each attack on a bleeding target heals 3%. Wow, that would have been cool to have for the cat. You are invincible, and if you still have HP, that can be recovered. Oh, that sounds really strong. That sounds really strong. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. I'm not getting the flawless rewards anyways. A new boss cell. I honestly don't remember what that even does for me. But if we're only going for... whatchamacallit? For death, and I think we'll be fine. Whoa, was that a gun? It was. Did I just damage myself? Crush a flask on your forehead, dealing low damage. What? It has to be some sort of proc for a specific build, but not for what I have. That's for sure. Pretty cool animation, but... Okay. So we made progress. Skill-wise. That's pretty good. So, hopefully we'll beat the odds and kill death. We'll find it real quick. Dinosaur Planet's N64 build was even leaked. Dinosaur Planet was originally made for the N64. A lot more interesting artwork. Oh, okay. Now, even back then, was it supposed to be an original IP by Nintendo? Or no? I thought I couldn't get time bonus. Burns the ground around you, generates a toxic cloud. Sure, I'll take this. Okay. How much is her costume? Well, Maria's 100. That's not too bad. Yeah, why not? We'll get that. I don't think there's much like meta progression stuff we can do anymore. Okay. And inflicts critical damage to nearby enemies. I don't think I'm gonna pick up a different weapon, for gotta be honest. I probably should have healed first before I did that. Cameo is a huge missed opportunity, so much work over so many years. Stampede to get leaked. It's an open world adventure game. Explorer running around a safari jungle. That sounds pretty cool. Like the premise is way different than like what you usually hear. Now I'm guessing that was an older game. If it was like what did I throw? I guess okay, must be like whoa, this thing stuns that easily? Whoa. Oh. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, I might have something here. But I also have the little perk where I'm invincible when I have recoverable health. Apparently not. So... oh my god. Jesus. Those guys reminded me of the same purple enemies from the NES Batman game. Okay. So yeah, it's pretty much consistent every time. This section, we get through this pretty well. The only problem is the boss fight, pretty much. Because you get a full refill anyways of resources, so that's not the problem. So I guess getting there isn't too bad so far. It's just not swinging like a crazy person. That blueprint acquired. Okay, I think that's like some permanent upgrade stuff, probably. Oh, nice. Okay, this is a little different. I'm messing with fire here, being so low health, but Oh, we're definitely healing now. Almost died to get like 2. That's the first time I'm hearing about it. Never knew about it. That's cool. Was by Rare and original IP before Miyamoto came to their office. To a Star Fox game. I guess he has that sway, man. If he tells you something, you better do it, I guess. It wasn't... Oh, crap. Wasn't, Banjo also supposed to be something different, too? I think they decided to change it on their own terms, I think. But I remember hearing, like, how there's, like, a picture frame of, like, the original characters in, like, Banjo's house at the beginning of the game. Man, I wonder how Microsoft feels with Rare. So I think they bought them, like, soon after... the N64 era, right? And afterwards, they weren't that, like, that big name as they were made out to be. I guess they must be doing fine with Sea of Thieves, but when it comes to, like, you know, fan favorite games like Banjo and such, they don't really pull that much attention like they used to. Oh god. Oh my god. I wonder how do I even, like... Because that's a lot of damage. Like, do everything in this DLC just 2-tap you? Either they're insanely strong or I'm severely under-geared in some way. I'm probably missing something on the progression stuff. Miyamoto asked them to turn it into a Star Fox game was because they knew Microsoft was going to buy Rare. Oh, so they couldn't... okay. Even the business part is cutthroat, man. I think it's a two-handed weapon. I definitely need less damage taken, that's for sure. Okay, so this is the lead up to death, I think. Oh, fortunately, I can't heal before going forward. That sucks. So we're pretty much down. A flask, like, immediately. I'm just gonna heal now because with... Okay, never mind. Yeah, never mind. See, look, using that thing healed me. So how did I instantly die from a single sickle the first time? I think I just wasn't paying attention at this point. I feel like the left side always has the boss fight. So I'm gonna keep going this way. Okay, right side. Ooh. Dude, those guys are so scary, man. All these enemies in this room are insanely scary right now. Oh. Don't mind me. Okay, delayed my jump and roll for the extra distance there. Oh my god. I think that's it, right? I think we're immediately at the boss fight. Perfectly clear one biome. Okay, well, that's something. I shouldn't have much of anything to spend. Yeah, let me check the other spot. That's pretty much it, though. After being wounded, yeah, why not? So I'm definitely gonna be hit. So okay, at least we got to the boss fight pretty quick. And as a way to keep Dinosaur Planet also themselves, they asked Rare to turn it into a Star Fox game. But Rare employees have since debunked it. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if stuff like that has happened though, honestly. Kid-friendly platformer, but due to criticism, the Conquer team received it for being yet another. Oh, so that's why they. I never played that game. Well, there's many like 3D mascot platformers I haven't got around to, but Conquer does seem interesting. Again, for that reason, right? Like I know there's the 64 one. I think a remake on the OG Xbox, and a Game Boy Color game, but. Okay, wish me luck. That's why I died. It's like you get 2 tapped. There's something I'm doing wrong here. That's crazy amount of damage from sickles. Maybe I'm comparing it too much to OG Castlevania, where it's kind of like chip damage for the most part, but I don't even want to try to block these things. Oh. Oh, you do have 5 frames. And then the orbs come out next, right? Okay. And they follow. Okay, okay. AoE? No! Let me just be patient. I'm waiting for the AoE. I really like how you can store your combo by dodging. Whoa, what is this? Oh, the chip damage got him. Is there phase 2? That took us 2.5 hours to get this done. That's pretty fun. I might as well take this over the shield at this point. There he is. Find a way to reach my father's sanctum. Okay. So we still have to be consistent enough to make it to the big man himself. Okay. Maybe. I think it's possible. I think I'm gonna keep my weapon, to be honest. 2 extra jumps mid-air, damage from projectiles reduced by 75%. I'm gonna take this. I am gonna take that. Holy crap, that's strong. That's a crazy amount of like buff right there. I'll stop there. Okay. You must go to Taylor Place to the starting room. Okay. I'm gonna check one more shop. Everything's locked. Maximum number of mutations reached. Okay. Does it matter which one I go to? Well, I'm locked. Okay, so I have no option to go but to the village. I do have money to spend. We'll go do that then. No, I'll keep what I have. I didn't know what to spend the stuff on, to be honest. Well, let's just hope this continues me to the Castlevania DLC. Diddy Kong's Racing was originally going to be an RTS with time travel storyline, and you play as a... What? How does that even... How do you go from an RTS caveman to a follow-up Diddy Kong race? How does that even make sense? That's crazy. Oh. What in the hell is going on? I nearly got one-shotted. Okay, but this is definitely not part of the Castlevania DLC. So I've been here before. Like once. And same thing is happening now. I just get immediately deleted. Holy crap. Holy crap. Is everything this... Damage times 2? Was that the modifier the entire time? I think I'm pretty dumb at this game. One remake, but with bizarre and unexpected changes to poke. Oh, and unexpected changes to poke fun at the factory remake. A side scroller on the SNES then became a light gun shooter. Rare have a history of starting a project as something only end as something completely different. No kidding, man. That is insanely different. Like, incredibly different. Found a way to reach my father's for real this time. You can now enter the return DLC once per run? What does that even mean? Like... Okay, since I killed Death, does that mean I don't fight him anymore? I think... Hopefully we just go to Dracula next time. I had a double damage multiplier on me, and I'm not sure if it was this. I'm gonna avoid it this time. Okay, we're gonna try this again. I'm gonna hope it takes me to Dracula instead of death this time. And I want to say that's the case. Okay, well, it shouldn't be too... I say this now, but too difficult to get there. But this game will definitely prove me wrong. Nice. Found it pretty quick. Gotta take off nodding. Sounds good, sounds good. Catch you next time. He's a voxel-based model. I need to look that up. First time I'm hearing that. Okay. Okay, so now I'm getting the timer bonuses, which is pretty good. The only problem is I'm not getting much money, though. I should be fine. Oh, I forgot to change the costume. That's what I should have done. Okay. I actually really like this weapon during the death boss fight. So I'm glad we found it again. 51 seconds. I'm thinking, because we're about to be here for 3 hours. I'm gonna attempt. Holy crap! Oh my god, that was horrible. I'm gonna attempt one more run. Because if we have to fight death again, then I'll probably call it there. But hopefully we can just jump straight to Dracula, but we'll see. Holy crap. I honestly do believe I'm taking more damage than I probably should. I gotta watch like a successful run. Well, you probably won't be getting hit if it's a successful run. But holy crap, getting nearly two-shotted every time is crazy. Like, unless they... Because I know this was, like, the most recent expansion, so maybe they thought you would have, you know, 3 or 4 DLCs under your belt of, like, progression and, like, new weapons and stuff like that. So maybe that's it, but oh, man. Whoa, how did I not take damage? Okay, they use a certain set of like it's not 100% random, because I'm noticing like a consistent layout. It's pretty much like a pre-made template, and they just stitch it together differently as well. But the room layouts and enemies are the same. Or maybe that's just the case for the Castlevania DLC anyways, but... Oh no. Holy crap. This is a small little bone toss. Third of my house gone. Oopsie. I thought he was a background. Okay, that's a massive hitbox too on that thing. No, we don't go here. That's the wagon usually, I think. Okay, well I only have one flask left, so. Now no flask left. Okay, we should be approaching the exit then pretty soon. Okay. Okay, moment of truth. Usually this is the last stopping point before the boss, so. Let's see. Balance blade. Now get this. I don't think I can change outfits in this room. To bleeding target? I probably should have upgraded instead. Well, we lost this already, so that's pretty bad. Dracula's castle. Okay. So unless we find like Alucard again in here this time, it opens up like a new passageway probably. But I'm just gonna play it as I always do. Scared and blind. So we're just gonna probably rush past everything as much as possible. Good thing that has extra reach. That could be my issue too. I'm probably not like exploring enough. And when I do find something, I'm not grabbing the one with like a lot of health bonus. But I can definitely see that as the problem. Like my problem. Yeah, let me just go for like more health. Okay, I think that's the fix thing. Still though, fighting won't really help me. I don't think I really need money. But the items though will definitely help. Yeah, I'm just keep going, right? Whoa. Well, he died somehow. sinew slicer. Actually, I think fires, spinning blades, affecting bleed. Well, so much for that. We originally had something with our weapon to improve bleed damage or improve damage against bleeding enemies, but whoopsie, not anymore. I think it'll be safer if I go backwards. Let me go teleport and then push forward from there. Okay. Time to go right side. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, super close. Okay, might be dead end. Yeah. Every time we find the shopkeeper on the left side, it's usually a dead end. Damn, keep going right. I'm not really finding much collectibles along the way. Unless it's... Well, that isn't fair. Unless they sort of expect you to find stuff before you go to the DLC. Like explore the prison area like super thoroughly. That's fine. Into gold. Okay. Yeah, I'll just improve it. Reduce skill. Attack falling says parrying. 242 damage? Holy crap. I'll try that. So I do have a deployable, so. Alright, let's see if it's death or Dracula. It might be death. If you can only visit the DLC once per run, then how do you get Dracula? I don't remember if I have the respawn I don't think I do. Okay. Let me look up where to find Dracula. But if not, we'll call it here. Because after we killed Death, there was like a column we couldn't climb through. So there might be like a final movement option, like a permanent one I need to unlock. So if that's the case, then we're pretty much done here. So I literally can't beat this without the, I'm assuming like a wall jump. How to find Dracula. Or get to Dracula. Then in a new run, take the path through the clock tower. You cannot visit the castle area via castle's outskirts. You cannot visit the castle early via castle's outskirts. So I have to go somewhere else? Defeat Death. Second visit, Dracula. Start a new run. Do the game to the clock tower. Okay, so this is only the third part. Okay. So I wonder if you could even find the clock tower in the first prison area? Or we have to go through like a second biome. Okay. I didn't know that. I thought it would be like a one straightaway as soon as we got there, but... Okay, I'm gonna have to figure that out a little bit later, but... For today, I think we'll call it there. Okay, we'll do one more run. We've been shooting for 2 hours, 50 minutes, so... I think we can do one more run in 10. Let me see the costumes though, actually. If I remember where to find them. General? I actually don't remember where to go to change my costume. Maybe this is it. Here we go. Was this the first time I ever went here? That's pretty sick. There has to be more characters too. It can't just be Maria. Like maybe when you beat it, you unlock like Alucard and Richter maybe? We should be fine. Okay. Yeah, we still have enough time for like one run, so let's see. I just don't know where the clock tower appears. Okay. I'm going to assume it's not in the first... Nah, I'm gonna skip that. It's not in the first biome. Oh, Hala Miami. That's pretty sick. I thought they usually give you something the first time you visit those, but maybe I've seen it before. Let me go for health. I think this time I'm going to not go to the castle outskirts. Because it says you couldn't access it through this section. It had to be through the clock tower. Proceed normally through the game to the clock tower. Okay. So I'm assuming it's not... We won't go to... We can't find it through the outskirts, so... Well, that's what I'm assuming anyways. Let's go somewhere different. Okay. So maybe in the second biome, we'll get access to part 2 of the Castlevania DLC. So let's see. Let's see if that tracks. Yeah, I'll take that. I don't even know what to upgrade anymore. I'm sure the upgrading these will be very helpful, but I don't even know which one to go for. Active speed buff. You can lock unwanted items out of your item pool with custom mode. Okay. Okay. I think buying these makes you put them in the item pool, actually. I think that's how this works. If I remember right. Getting critical damage proportions to the reanimate target's maximum health. Whip sword. Why not? That sounds pretty cool, but... No. Okay. Fingers crossed. Another clock tower is in here somewhere. I can't say for sure unless I find it or completely check this place like inside and out. Okay. My sword is pretty weak right now, it seems like. Well, those guys anyways. Oh, God. I know this is a forced fight, so we got lucky here. No. Oh, no. I did not notice that. Minus damage received. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh god. I keep forgetting about that. Other side. I'm surprised I haven't found an item pickup yet either. Okay. I think we fully cleared the bottom left. Gotta go like diagonal right now. I swear we found like no upgrades either, which is kind of insane to me. We go further up? I swear I couldn't go this way. Oh, that, okay. I've been so used to looking at like vines and ropes. I didn't know I can interact with that. No, thank you. Okay, I'm just going for health this time. Okay, I was trying to build like the perimeter of the map. This is definitely a lot larger than like the outskirts, or even like the Castlevania one. Okay. Holy crap. Ramparts, okay. I don't know if... Okay, I need to find like another door to know where a clock tower even is. If it's even in the second biome, or even further in. We're already past the 3-hour point. So I'm gonna keep checking real quick, but we'll probably end pretty soon. Oh, the item pickup iframes. Dracula's Castle, though. It's the same name. So maybe there's a secondary location in this part only? Yeah, I'll grab that. Okay, so maybe it's in just here then. Like it doesn't, like the main base game stuff doesn't matter. Oh, did not mean to do that. Increasing your damage down. Yeah, why not? Okay, so... Okay, I guess the castle is a place we have to really explore then? To find the clock tower instead of like the other thing. Which I actually don't remember the name of. Actually, let me make sure. Holy crap. Okay. At least we got the corners figured out. Oh. Did not expect him to switch directions. Yeah, we're already here. Holy crap. Dude, I am severely underpowered. Yeah, I'm just start avoiding stuff again. Okay, nothing there. Oh my god. That setup almost gets me every time. Okay, looks like a dead end. Okay. Holy crap. I'll do that. Oh, what the hell was that? This guy flew up the wall. Thank goodness. Damn, okay. So, okay, we pretty much cleared like the whole body, pretty much. How can it be? Let me go here. And I still don't know if it's like... even in this biome. Like the doorway to the clock tower. I don't even know if that's how it works or not. I gotta go. This one looks closer. Yeah, let me heal. Okay. There's not many more areas I haven't explored yet. Wait for these guys to pass me. Grab that. Holy crap. Well, this means we probably reached the corner, yeah. Okay, like this thing's completely... There's no way there's multiple doors in this thing. Master's Keep? I don't... Okay, so we found one. We have one section left, but... At this point, I'm starting to think... Wrong one. The clock tower won't be here? Okay. Grab that. Okay, there's a whole nother like massive section, looks like. Okay, I guess you just go right. Because usually there's more than one exit in these biomes. But maybe Castlevania is different? Okay, well, this is different. I think the Master's Keep is where we usually go. Okay, so this isn't part of the DLC then. It's not like the Castlevania theme stuff anymore. Okay, yeah, I have no clue how this system works then. Yeah, this is just the regular boss. Okay. So maybe I messed up by going to the outskirts. And it says I can only visit the Castlevania DLC once per run. So I pretty much messed up. That's for sure. He's attacking a lot faster now. Okay. Next level. Unless I'm mistaken. Unless when Alucard means like the clock tower. Unless there's like an actual clock tower stage in this game. And I probably forgot. Like that could be it. But I think that's what's happening here. Salt Village? No. Fractured Shrines? Oh. Why even have the portal then? Okay. I think the village part is where we ended up dying last time. After killing, Death. I'm gonna keep playing. I'm gonna keep playing till we fail, and we'll call it there. Because I'm starting to think there's a clock tower like biome in this game. And I just got confused. I figured like there was a clock tower unique biome Alucard was talking about. For me to find that was new, but I'm assuming not at this point. Oh my god, those things followed me. Oh my god. That cannon shot really rolled backwards. Holy crap. And let's go back. Dude, this screen gets crazy polluted. And this one. Oh, so much for that. Okay. Gotta get those keys every time, it seems like. Okay. Yeah, I think on the door's icon, they tell me if there's a key to find here or not. There we go. Woof. That was pretty sick. Oh, I somehow missed a key then. Alright, time to go all the way back forward. There we go. Okay. That explains it then. So, but we're done. Like, we can't do anything anymore. Because we already visited the outskirts, so it's pretty much a done deal, I think. Like, going off from what I read anyways. Well, yeah, from the game, it said it can only visit once per turn. Well, there's not really much to do anymore. No! Well, there you go. That's a sign. Alright, well. That was pretty fun. I did like the death boss fight. That was pretty fun. I think it's just part of the roguelite experience I'm not a fan of. Where I guess the randomness? Like, of the stage order, I mean. Well, that's not that. I just want to really jump straight into the Castlevania DLC stuff. But you really got to play Dead Cells to access it. You cannot visit the castle early via castle outskirts and fight Dracula in the same run. Okay, yeah, that's where I messed up. So yeah, I messed up by going there first after killing Death. And also going there denied me from visiting the DLC again. Okay. So yeah, you gotta like go deeper into the base game to find the later parts of the DLC, it seems like. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess that was a perfect sign for me to call it there then. I'm thinking if I should come back and try to do a successful run, but I'm not too sure. Because it took me 16, 17 minutes just to get to the clock tower. And then the game crashed, so I'm not sure if it'll crash every 20 minutes. Which isn't a good sign. So, yeah. The fact it crashed in general is kind of wild. This was bad luck, but But yeah, that's pretty fun. I'm leaning towards not streaming a full run, but maybe. But I'm gonna go back to playing Onimusha 3. But yeah, appreciate it, and see you next time.